So I'm working on a display for our new products, our Log Bronc and our new logs. There's the O-scale Log Bronc, and we have tree stumps. And these are resin castings that Anna painted up for me. She's really good at color, and she here's some of the half logs that we have that we're selling to float in your mill pond. And so we're working on a little display here. And Anna has pre-painted the base and the water scene. And then we'll go in and put water material over it. So she's used just the acrylic paints here, just your basic hobby paints that you would get from Walmart or Hobby Lobby, whatever. And she just uses a variety of paints to come up with whatever color we're working on. So this is just styrofoam. I've cut to size. I've glued a piece on here as a little mountainside. I've taken and kind of gouged out the bottom here, so it looks like the water, or the water's kind of eating away at the bank. And then I shaped this basically with an electric knife after I glued a block on here with hot glue. I just went in with an electric knife and shaved it off till I was happy with the contour, and then I came in with drywall mud and filled in any gaps. I smoothed the surface because it was pretty rough after using the electric knife. And I also filled in any dings in the surface of the styrofoam. This is that just pink styrofoam 2-inch that you get from the lumber yard for insulating your house. And it works really nice for a real lightweight base for dioramas and displays. So I'm going to do the ground cover for this display, and I'm going to do it before I put the stumps on the hillside here. I'm going to cover it with dirt, and this is just some fairly fine dirt that I've gotten out of my yard, and I'm going to sprinkle it on. I think this time I'm going to try some spray adhesive. Usually I end up using spraying with a spray bottle some soapy water onto the dirt that I've actually laid on ahead of time, and then using an eyedropper, putting on diluted white glue to fix everything there. But with this hillside, I'm a little afraid it's going to end up running down and all the dirt will run off and end up in the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try some spray adhesive this time. It's the first time I've tried this for this type of scenery, and I guess we'll see what happens. And I'm going to sprinkle dirt on. So that's not too bad for the first coat here. That actually looks good enough. So I'm going to let that dry a few minutes, and then we'll start putting some more details on. So I've taken my stumps that Anna painted for me, and they're the cast resin, and I've ground them off at an angle so they sit on this hillside. And I know it looks a little crowded as far as a logged out hillside for a forest. I know it looks a little crowded, but we were just trying to make a display with our products, so that's why we've kind of crowded it a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue these down. I'm going to just put a little white glue on the base. And I'm going to stick them down randomly here. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and kind of mash out the glue here so it's not as prominent in a little ridge at the base, and then we'll add a little bit of clutter to disguise that. And so I need a bunch of debris for on the forest floor, and so I'm making a bunch, and it's pretty cool, pretty easy to do. You want a bunch of just stuff that looks like it came from cutting trees and all the splintering bark and stuff. So I'm using a coffee bean grinder, just a standard old one that has been around. And I'm taking it and just taking a twig, it's a dry stick from some trees. It was dead, and I'm just cutting up chunks to fit in here and drop into the coffee grinder. So that's probably plenty good. And you want to, again, you don't want to use your good one out of your kitchen, but these are pretty cheap, so it's a great tool. So I start off with it upside down, and I turn it on, and I just slowly introduce those sticks and twigs into the blade and let it chew them up. And the whole idea here is just to shred the pieces, turn them into O-scale sawdust or little chunks of debris. You ever look up pictures of logging operations or clear cutting, which is what they used to do a long time ago? There's just tons of this stuff littering the forest floor, or what used to be the forest, and it just really makes the scene complete when you have all that debris. We've got also have some other ground cover put on, so I think I'm going to just spray some of this adhesive around, see if I can get it just on the bases or on the here. So we've got this ground up stuff that we ground up earlier. So you can get that to stick to where we want it. And I'm going to spray a little more adhesive on, and just to help fix stuff in place. And then I'm going to add a little more ground cover. And so far I like what it's looking like here. And this stuff looks like chopped up branches and greenery here from the cutting the trees. And this is basically just ground up air fern, which I think I got like at Hobby Lobby or somewhere. It's pretty sweet material. And again, just put it in my coffee grinder. And then these are some bigger pieces of the air fern that I'm just putting around as if they fell from the trees as they were being cut down. And so we've got some bigger branches and chunks of trees. I think that's going to look pretty nice. And we'll just clear all this stuff off with a little brush, and then when we come back we will put the water on, and we'll probably have to junk that up a little bit too so that it looks like, you know, the edges of a mill pond where you've got a lot of debris and stuff hanging in the water, because that is important.